now you can repeat your Nathan again. And let's go to the milestone board and see what we have delivered. 1 second, share. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I think this is one. The last one we've discussed was create pending status check responses on MR creation. So what we have is audit events for SSH certificate CRUD activities by Samir. So I believe, yeah, gone.
Yeah, I can talk to this one a little bit. So Samir jumped in. SSH certificates APIs are in experiment and still behind a feature flag. And he jumped in and helped add the audit events for this already. So that's fantastic. Thanks, Samir, if you're watching.
Yeah. Next one is add URL tooltip to external status checks by Jay. Well, since Jay is not here, should be as straightforward as it is. The more things we have, the more tooltips we have, the better UI we have. So pretty to have this one. And the next is, come on. Oh, the next sounds pretty huge. ClickHouse production readiness by Hashimar and Nate. I'm not sure who was verifying and who've done this stuff.
Yeah, I can talk to this one as well. So this was the ClickHouse production readiness review. We've got that completed for experiment and merged in. So we've now got support from SREs and all that sort of stuff, infrastructure to help push that forward. Our migration of the audit events project. I'm still working on the next stage, which is beta and then GA, but yeah, at least that part of it's closed off for now.
Another one. That's interesting. Should we discuss the confidential issues in the recording? Probably we should tune our board not to show them, at least for the public part of the closed edition. But whatever, does not sounds too concerning. It is just another audit event by Jay, user profile visibility audit event.
Yeah, just on these ones, I think it's because the epic is confidential. I don't think the actual issues themselves really are that confidential, but feel free, anybody else, to jump in. It's just adding audit events.
Yeah. And the last, well, today is your day of many talkings. Nate, is move GCP logging streaming computed properties into one prop.
Yes, this was a follow-up on the GCP logging group and instance level UI. So there was, I think, 30 odd computed props throughout the view component, and so this was just combining them into one computed property as a follow-up maintenance issue.
Yeah. Okay, great. Here we go. So let's see what we have in our planning issue. Let me open it. Oh, yeah. So the first one is improve, manage, edit compliance frameworks MVC by me. And what I'm currently working on I started my work on, well, adding new compliance framework button. Not much stuff done there yet, but I'm expecting no problems delivering that parts of issues assigned to me in 16.6, which are pretty minor. So let's see how it goes. So the next one is SAML SSO authentication for merge request approvals by Sam, who is not present yet. So probably we should skip to the migrate audit events to ClickHouse Cloud. Hasimar?
Yeah, so for this, currently I'm working on MR, which will create schema for in ClickHouse, and another MR which will start the migration process. The schema one is in the final stages. Soon I will be able to create the MR and move forward.
Great. Next one is timeout and retry file at external status checks by Jay.
Yeah, I can talk to this one quickly. There was a retry, the timeout worker was merged last week, which was the final bit, but during the verification, we found just a small issue with the front end that Jay already has the MR up for that, and I think's in review. I think Sam's reviewing it, and so hopefully we can get that merged this week, and then we can close out that epic and put out the release post.
Great. Next one planned for 16.7 is standards adherence report improvements, also by Jay. Probably nothing to add, especially since it's planned for next milestone. The next is on Hasimar is default branch protection dropdown.
Yeah, so for this, I currently have a big MR open, which I'm trying to break it down into a couple of smaller MRs. But before that, I also have kept a sync meeting with Ilya to discuss some of his concerns around the implementation. So currently, I would say it's blocked around the discussion pending on the implementation.
Yeah, sure.
Elliot, sorry
yeah.
to jump in. I saw that you pinged also on the protect after initial first push, which is another feature that's being developed at the moment. Will that impact on the default branch protection dropdown work, do you think?
Sorry, could you please repeat the question?
You pinged Hasimer and I on a
on some other person's work. I believe it was this one at Protect for default branch group. Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring it up and see if there's anything here that we should talk about as a group.
It's like confusing because it is basically adding the UI, which will be immediately go away and superseded by our default branch UI we are currently discussing.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's like how I feel it. I'm not 100% sure. And also, this is not just UI. It is altering some code here from the terms of backend logic. That's why I've pinged Hasimar also to make sure that we will not have any unexpected issues with his implementation, clutching with this one. Maybe we just should close this MR providing link there. So that's why I picked both of you there. So it would be great because I'm not sure if it is even coming from GitLab. It feels like community contribution to me. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. It's community contribution.
Yeah, okay.
So it was great. I was pinged there because like it allows us to act early on that. Because they were discussing like, hey, let's merge it. And this might be a surprise. It's also a bit we might consider a bit thought on that because it's first contribution of the person, and as a merge request coach, I probably concerned about not disappointing this person with his first experience on GitLab. So I will be happy for you to check and chime in how we could proceed in most efficient manner.
Cool. I'll wait to hear back from yourself and Hasma and see where we go from there.
Yeah, like I said, Hasima, it would be great if you could look to the backend implementation, how it clashes with our one. Okay.
Yeah.
Streaming audit events to AWS as free.
Yeah, so I'm working on this. The group level implementation is already done. I guess the front end MR is also merged. I have been assigned an issue that Nate was working on, the front end part, so I'll be verifying that today. And that will lead us to the fully implementation of streaming audit events at a group level to AWS S3. And then I'll be working on the instance level instance level streaming on the backend side first. Yes.
Great. Next one is comprehensive instance audit event, instance
Ilya,
level
you're
audit
next.
log. Oh,
Uh,
1 second. Ah,
Yeah, I'll get on to this. Streamed audit event filter by subgroup project for group level HTTP auditing and destination. Uh, so the first MR for this has been merged, and another MR for that was for migration and models. Another MR for uh, modifying list is ready, and now I'll be working on the CRUD APIs for this.
one, two, three. Yeah. For some reason, I was not muted, but my microphone does decided it to stop working for a second. Okay. Thank you. So the next one is increase E2E test coverage for our group.
Yeah, that one's mine. Yeah, unfortunately not much progress there. So waiting on the feature changes for the SAML of MR stuff. And I made a bit of progress on GCP logging, streaming audio, streaming audit events. Yeah, unfortunately, other priorities have taken all of my time, basically. And I'll mention a bit more about that in another dot point in this meeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
and the last but not least is a compliance framework reports at security policies MVC by me. I'm still writing a draft for the technical implementation planning on this one for next milestone. I expect it to be ready by next week, but nothing to share yet in public. So I have a couple of drafted issues. We'll expect them to have by next week. Okay. The next one is our updates. Mark, would you be kind to voice your one?
Yeah, so you may have seen the announcement, but if not, the quality department is changing to a test and tools infrastructure department, essentially. So we're moving to mostly a similar organization to support and to infrastructure where not all of the SETs, not all of the test engineers will be assigned as stable counterparts to other groups. Some will be assigned to stages. Some will be more like a team that responds to needs of other teams or sets up tools and processes and guidelines, kind of like engineering productivity, working for the whole organization or on specific projects for specific teams as needed. So one of the people who will not be a stable counterpart is me. And so I'll be transitioning away from the compliance group, unfortunately. Yeah, and so there'll be more of my not being able to work on enough, but I still want to wrap up as many of the end-to-end tests as I can before I fully move away. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on those and squeezing in as much of that work as I can. yeah, it'll be sad to move away. It's been good working with all of you folks. And of course, I'll still be around, and for a little while longer, at least a couple of milestones, most likely, I'll still be working on these end-to-end tests. Yeah. Yeah. That's it for that update.
Okay.
I just have a follow-up question to that. Like, so going forward, if we build new features, how should we go about like writing end-to-end tests for those features? Will there be someone who will be assigned for that, or like?
Yeah. So no, the quality department in its new form will be available to help. And one of the things that we're probably going to have to prioritize very soon is setting up processes and guidelines to help engineers and teams work on their own end-to-end tests and manage those, yeah, more efficiently and effectively. So we'll still be available to help, but I don't know what the process will be for getting someone assigned. However, don't know if I have the slides up. No, I don't. I can find the slides quickly and I can share with you the arrangement for one of the teams. I don't think this is private. No, it's not private. I'll share it. So this is the test engineering team. Oops, nope, not yet. Yeah, okay. That's the test engineering team. And so Asha is going to be the SET assigned to the governed stage. So he would be the primary contact for you folks for any quality specific issues. And yeah, whenever he's not available, then anybody else in quality, including myself, can help. That will be the official state. And yeah, there are other stages represented too. If any don't have representation, then yeah, we'll need to hire some more people. Yeah, I'll stop sharing now. Any other questions?
Yeah, so I mean, so that means like whenever we're building a new feature, for example, this one compliance frameworks and merging the policies. So there would be a couple of changes which should need at least end-to-end tests. So in that case, the backend devs should be the first one to write the initial tests and then send it out for review to the quality engineers. Should that be the process? Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of a change.
Yeah.
No question so much as just wanted to say thank you for all the work you've done so far since being our counterpart. It's been awesome having that sort of confidence in our test suite and being able to develop like that. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks. No worries.
Yeah, Nate, would you voice your FYI just for?
Yeah, so this one was just it's retro time. I know a lot of have already filled it out, but there's the milestone goals that we just want to make sure there's the table at the bottom. So if you can just add in whether you hit the milestone goal or not, that'd be great.
Okay, great. So let's. Oh, hey, hi there. Yeah. Okay. On this, yeah. We will stop the recording. So do repeat the same and wave to the camera.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
All right.